Hello and welcome to Bronze Tacos Overwatch. This is your guy CDT5, and today we have the season end interview for Eefies Zulus, the mild team. How are you guys doing today?
I'm doing good.
Pretty good.
Awesome, and we have a special cameo from CDT5's kids. If they're allowed, just ignore them. I apologize. But we are with AtCat71 and Sammy T95. Thank you guys for being a part of a great mild season. Like, we really appreciate you being here. We enjoy watching the gameplay, and it's been a lot of fun. I also want to give a shout out to the current members of Eevee Zulu, also Ragnarok Alex and Innocent Lee SKZ. That sounds like an 80s mixtape DJ, I'm not gonna lie. But we're just gonna get right into it. So, Eevee Zulu was literally a map or two away from getting into the playoffs with some battle-hardened veterans because you and Sammy, you've been with us a while and you guys have been in plenty of games. Can you paint me a little picture of your team and the vibes going through an up and down season?
Um,
Mm,
the season started off quite strong, I think, and then we were kind of all on a high. And then as the season got on, people became more busy, and it was getting harder and harder to find time to practice, which was not ideal. And it started to show.
mm,
So the season was getting a bit more disjointed, I guess would be the right word.
For the lack of a better purpose, most of the time when we'd want to practice, we'd maybe have three, like four on a good night.
Oh,
So
like four
most
total
of
on the team?
yes,
Oh
like
They
we
were
have
goodness.
like
more of a
available.
roster on the team, but like available to like even like
It
practice
felt
or
like
just like quick play.
it felt like nobody was available on the same days. You could have like 4, 5 if you're lucky most nights. It's just never. But it'll be a different four depending on what night it is. You couldn't get like 6 on one night because availability just didn't match up with everyone else.
So you guys have been dealing with a schedule conflict
Mm,
for the entirety of the season, and like from someone who's even done traditional sports or whatnot, having the same people every day does make a difference as far as synergy and
mm.
comfort. So honestly, like, you guys almost cracked into the playoffs, and it sounds like for many teams in a similar situation, you exceeded expectations. So, like, I know that because you guys, it sounds like a little bit of a down vibe to end the season, but honestly, that's even more impressive considering the details.
Uh, I would say what helped was most of the time, even though we knew we were gonna go in with like people we hadn't played with in several weeks or like every other week, we tried to go in to every game with a small game plan. Like we knew who we were putting in each map. Um, and then like as the maps started, we were like, what do we want to run here? Like how do we want to attack this? And tried to adapt as we went. In which again, if we could have practiced more or had like people more available to practice, it would have possibly worked out a little better.
Yeah. Well, since you guys jumped into the question, one of my questions, the biggest challenge you had this season, and it certainly sounds like the scheduling and getting everybody on the same page, but not like not in a super harsh way, but literally the practice all together and whatnot. So, what do you feel was the highlight of your team's season? What are you the most proud of?
I think personally the game against Glitzy Gladiators was a really fun one. It was a long game which we took to map 5, and it felt like we were kind of on the back foot halfway through it and managed to turn it around. That
So
was
it's
probably
funny.
my favourite game to play.
It's funny you say that one. Mine is the game against Brittany. Brittany Fears, because same kind of situation. It went to map 5, and like every game was close in that one. That was unfortunately one that had to get recast, but it was, again, like if you go watch that, it was a lot of fun. I've rewatched that one a couple of times just because it felt like every map could have went either way, every single team fight, and it was kind of awesome to play in.
That was the one. That was one of the ones that was recast where the game was already played, but a caster went in and announced through it.
I think it was Fitz and Sai who went through it, and neither of them knew what the outcome was. So going through it, like they're just as surprised coming into every map, which made it like the rewatch a lot better.
I think I saw that one, and I was surprised. Like somebody had spoiled the fact that it was a recast, like partway through it, and I had no idea up until that point that it was a recast. But that's awesome. Like you guys have grit and not in a passive way. All right. So, considering all of this, I am really curious about your guys' comms. What's the mood like when you get into game time? It seems like you have a bunch of different elements. Like, take us into your comms in the game. Are you guys happy? Are you yelling at each other? Are you cracking jokes? Are you trying to make fart noises? What's it like?
We should have been trying to make fart noises.
I know, right? For the most part, I know when I'm in, and usually when Sammy's in, we try to be upbeat about it, make the shot calls that need to get made. Going forward, like next season, like this past season, we tried to do it, and just not having enough people around kind of boned it a little. But we want to try to build like positive environment. Like, yes, we want to win, but at the same time, it's okay if we lose, because the important thing is to have fun while you're doing it.
Right.
That's what we're here to do, is just have fun playing this old, outdated game, because if you can't do that, then what is the point?
Right. And yeah, we've had so many conversations about Overwatch somehow not dying, but being a dying game. And the utter lack of content and all that, which they may be fixing next year. Cross fingers.
Hopefully. I do think that like one of the things about comms that was quite prevalent was that when me and Kat especially, and a couple of others on the team, when things aren't going as well, instead of yelling at each other, we just comms seem to just stop. We get quiet,
it gets like
on what we're doing.
dead silent. Yeah, it's kind of odd, because I don't even think any of us intend to do it. I think it's more like we're like, okay, we're it's going a little south. I need to focus on my job.
Right.
So it's not even like any of us mean to do it. It just kind of happens.
Yeah.
I think I kind of prefer that a little to if it went the other way and people start yelling at each other.
Sideways where they start yelling at each other.
At least if someone gets quiet, you know that they're not tilting everyone else.
Yeah, this isn't a bunch of randos or anything. You guys are friends and teammates and whatnot, and you have to deal with each other after one map, so tilting with all the insults and whatnot isn't going to do it any good. So, you currently have 4 members, and I don't want to spoil anything, like if we're talking strategy or roster or anything, but how do you guys plan on tackling this off season?
Well, I think it's quite obvious that we're in recruitment mode. So uh, we have 4. We need 6 to play, 7 to register. So any free agents out there that think we're fun people and want a team, feel free to hit us up.
Right on. Eevee's Zulus is going to be a full team. Like, I'm speaking it to being. You're going to be a full team next season and competitive. And if you want to be a part of that, talk to Kat and Sammy.
I think after last season, we just want some consistency in the team. I think I don't know if we ran the same tank line.
No, yeah, I went back and looked.
2 games in last season. I think we had a different tank line every single one of our 7 games, and it was
like a different time scheduled.
No, just like different tanks, like
different tanks.
Yeah. So it was kind of telling that we didn't really have that stability in the team. That's what we want.
Yeah, that's actually kind of brutal. Like, obviously not as an insult, but dealing with different tanks every single game.
I think we had at least 5 people play main tank at different points across the season.
That's a lot to ask of the entire team, because I know that a lot of the tanks that I play with on Bronze Tacos tackles the exact same thing completely different ways. So you pretty much have to learn an entirely different play style on the fly.
Yeah.
That is no cakewalk.
At least getting that kind of locked down, consistent person that we get to know their playstyle better, as opposed to changing from person to person, game to game, depending on who's available, would be really helpful for us.
You guys seem like you're just a hop and a skip. Like, those are small things. You guys seem like you're a hop and a skip away from being very scary. And this is just real talk. It does not take much to flip a decent season with all those details you've been talking about. Momentum is everything. All right, let's switch it up just a little bit, and these are going to be slightly more personal questions. What are your personal favorite or top 3 maps?
I mean, I feel like I have to go for my home map. I know everyone loves it. But being British, I can't not say Kings Row.
Well, Kings Row is just beautiful to play on.
Yeah. I think second I'd have to probably put Gibraltar. I know it's not everyone's favourite, but I do like that it offers something a bit different. And then
I think that's just you liking to play monkey.
it might be, but then I think I can play good on that map on any role. I think my strongest characters kind of fit that map quite well. And then third one would probably be either Dorado or Route 66, depending on what role I'm on. If I'm on tank, I like Dorado. If I'm on support, I like Route 66. I just feel like they are both kind of the flow of the map suits me quite well. It has good sidelines and stuff for the characters that I like to play.
Nice.
Your turn, Cat.
My turn. I'd probably think I'd have to say I do like me some Route 66. That one I can have a lot of fun on. Then I think I'd go off the cusp and go with Blizzard World. Blizzard
Really?
World, other than like again, King's Row is amazing. You know, everybody will always pick that one. Blizzard World might be like my second favorite hybrid. Like sort of almost tied with like Eichenwald. And I think it's more I like playing Blizzard World, I feel like I have like on defense held that point, like held the first point almost like more and not let like teams get even like a tick on it more than any of the other hybrids, oddly enough. And I enjoy being able to like do that on like support or tank or DPS, like and then I think my last one would have to be Elios, just because you gotta boop stuff off the map. Gotta be the Reddit Lucio somewhere.
Okay, Kat, you and I are gonna fight.
Yeah.
I am tired of getting booped into the hole. I'm not thirsty.
No,
I'm not thirsty,
get in
thank
there.
you very much.
You
I am
get in
not
that
thirsty. Give somebody else the water.
Nope.
That is fantastic. Alright, you
Speaking
guys
of groups, I think I do want to give a shout out to Sanctum of Nepal. I always seem to get
Oh yeah.
there's success in the
yeah.
groups in that one.
Sanctum Nepal. Alright, you guys were talking a bit about what you want to accomplish as a team going into the next season, but we're going to look a little bit beyond that. And we're going to tackle the Shark in the Water coming 5v5 gameplay. What are your feelings on it for Overwatch 2? And how do you feel like it impacts your team?
Depending on how they rebalance the characters, it could go like a few different ways. Cause like, I know from like my own standpoint as a player, I can play other support characters, but I have like 300 plus hours in Mercy. And I know they said like in the build that they played at the Overwatch Championship, they're like, oh, she doesn't feel right. So I don't know how they might change her. I don't know how like just you're gonna have so many heroes that are just gonna be completely different. And since we have to rebuild our team anyway this season, I don't think it's gonna hurt us too bad, because when it comes out we can see how like all the characters work off each other, and then we can going forward like make the game plan from there.
And I mean, it's not just the 5v5 that's changing, you've got a whole new map type in the push,
Map
replacing
type,
the
yeah.
TCP.
Yeah.
You're going to have a whole load of new characters added to the game. So far I think the only one that really teased properly is Sojourn. But the rebalancing as well, like from what I've heard, the current flex supports are going to be like almost game changing, which kind of suits me. That's one of the roles that I kind of really strong at, so
Okay.
I'm looking forward to that at least. I've heard that like Overwatch, some of the Overwatch League teams were kind of toying with the idea of running double flex support instead of running a main support. At least a couple of the tests they had. But until they get the full build, we're not really gonna. When we hear from them, we're not gonna know properly.
Yeah. Okay, so remind me, because I know I've seen Sammy on tank, and I've seen Cat on support. I've seen Sammy on support. What about SKZ and Alex?
Mm, SKZ will probably end up being on support for us. It all depends, because she's also co-captain and a player in Golden Grind,
Okay.
which, with any luck, if we can find more support players down there, maybe she gets to flex a little bit more there on her tank or DPS. Alex, we can actually, with how the tiers have changed, or how mild tier has changed going into next season, he was only going to be a DPS for us, but that actually opened him to be able to play any of the 3 roles.
Oh, that's awesome. So you guys see the tier changes as a good thing?
I think so. It should definitely open up a few more players into both mild and especially Verde. Hopefully that will give us a few more options, a bit more range to try and like find players and recruit from, because we definitely need a few. So having as many options as possible would be, or at least the potential of more options is definitely going to help us.
I'm looking forward to seeing how your team evolves over this next season, as well as switching into Overwatch 2. Alright, I'm going to have a little fun with you guys, and hopefully not get you in trouble. But this is my fun question that I want to ask every captain, because I just like putting you guys on the spot, if I'm being perfectly honest. If you had to 1v1 any of your teammates in all 3 roles, who would you want to avoid?
Probably Alex. I think he's the most all-around of the 4 of us. I think I might be able to take him on one role, but one role,
Shots
maybe 2
fired.
if I'm lucky. But he's definitely the one that is the, like, we've got players who are like that might peak better than him on one role, but I think if you were to average the 3, he'd come out the highest.
My answer would be exactly the same.
So we don't want no smoke from Alex. Be nice.
He'll be after us then.
All right. Well, is there anything else you want to tell us about your team, your season, personal comment?
Just hit us up if you want a trial. So we're now starting to look into recruiting. We're going to start trying to find some scrims, find the first few trials. I think I've got the first one set up. So
Yep, got the first one and a couple of them set up.
yeah,
Nice.
so DM's open.
DM's open if you want.
Time for us to be proactive.
Right on. If you want to be a part of something really, really easy to be scary. Like, if you've listened to this interview at all, you should take away the fact that there is skill and there's perseverance through adversity. This team has a very high ceiling. If you want to be a part of that, hit up Sammy, hit up Kat, show them what you got. And yeah, I just ran out of words.
Yee, we did it.
That was perfectly timed.
All right. those were actually all the questions. I didn't just run out of words. I did run out of words because I was just like, okay. But I want to thank you guys very much for joining us. Thank you for being a part of Bronze Tacos. Thank you for being a part of the Nerf season. Like I said earlier, we really enjoy having the team here, and we enjoy watching you play. And that is going to be it. Wait.
Uh-oh.
One last question. One last question. Why Eefies Zulus?
So, you know how we have the two teams and the two tiers?
Yes.
Abbreviate both of them.
Oh, for goodness sakes. You can't say it in the chat, so you have to have it in the team name, huh?
Well, I mean, any team that faces us has to type out the whole name. Otherwise, we can just be like, hey, they're being toxic because they said GG easy at the end of the game.
Alright. So, for all of you in the crowd and watching the YouTube channel, Golden Grind GG, Eefy Zulu easy. And y'all might be a little salty. All right, so so if you want to be on a team with high ceiling, deals with adversity well, needs people who are consistent, and you want to throw a little salt every single game without having to type in chat, GG or EZ. We're in the EZ right now. You can't say it in game, unfortunately, because Overwatch is a bunch of wet blankets. I'm calling you out, Aaron. You and me. But all right. Thank you guys so much for joining us. If you have not yet, please subscribe to the channel. If you liked what you saw in this video, please like it, share it with a friend, get the word out for Eefy Zulu, be a part of something epic. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.